Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that can truly change the way you navigate life. Mastering emotional control. This isn't about suppressing your feelings or pretending you're a robot. It's about understanding your emotions, managing them effectively, and using them to create a life that's balanced, fulfilling, and aligned with your goals. Emotional control is like a superpower. When you harness it, you can handle stress, build stronger relationships, and make decisions that move you forward instead of holding you back. In this video, we're going to unpack what emotional control really means, why it's so important, and how you can develop it step by step. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started. Let's begin by defining emotional control. At its core, it's the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions in a way that serves you. It's not about never feeling angry, sad, or frustrated. Those are natural parts of being human. Instead, it's about choosing how you respond to those emotions. Imagine you're in a heated argument with someone. Your heart's racing, your palms are sweaty, and you're tempted to say something you'll regret. Emotional control is what helps you pause, take a breath, and respond calmly instead of lashing out. It's the difference between reacting impulsively and responding thoughtfully. This skill doesn't just help in conflicts. It's crucial for every area of life, from your career to your personal relationships to your mental health. Why does emotional control matter so much? Well, think about it. Our emotions influence almost every decision we make. If you're upset, you might snap at a coworker and damage a professional relationship. If you're anxious, you might avoid taking a risk that could lead to a big opportunity. Without emotional control, your feelings can hijack your actions, leading to outcomes that don't align with who you want to be. On the flip side, when you master emotional control, you gain clarity. You can navigate tough situations with confidence, stay focused under pressure, and build trust with others because they see you as someone who's steady and reliable. Plus, it's a key component of mental resilience. When you can manage your emotions, life's ups and downs don't throw you off course as easily. Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but is emotional control something you're born with, or can you actually learn it? The good news is it's absolutely learnable. While some people might naturally have a calmer disposition, anyone can develop emotional control with practice. It's like building a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. The process involves self-awareness, intentional strategies, and a willingness to grow. Over the course of this video, we're going to walk through practical techniques to help you do just that. These are methods grounded in psychology, neuroscience, and real-world experience, so you know they're not just fluffy advice. By the end, you'll have a toolbox full of strategies to start mastering your emotions today. Let's start with the foundation of emotional control: self-awareness. You can't manage your emotions if you don't understand what you're feeling or why. Self-awareness is about tuning into your emotional state and recognizing the triggers that set you off. For example, let's say you feel irritated every time you're stuck in traffic. Instead of just accepting that as how you are, take a moment to dig deeper. Are you really mad about the traffic? Or is it that you're stressed about being late for work? Maybe it's not even about work. Maybe you're carrying frustration from an earlier conversation. By identifying the root cause, you can start to address the real issue instead of letting the emotion control you. One way to build self-awareness is through a practice called emotional labeling. This is where you name the emotion you're feeling as specifically as possible. Instead of saying, "I'm upset," try to pinpoint whether you're feeling angry, disappointed, or overwhelmed. Research shows that labeling your emotions can reduce their intensity because it engages the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thinking. It's like turning down the volume on a loudspeaker. To practice this, try keeping a journal for a week. Each time you feel a strong emotion, write down what you're feeling and what might have triggered it. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns, and those patterns will give you clues about how to manage your emotions more effectively. Another key part of self-awareness is understanding your emotional triggers. Triggers are specific situations, people, or events that spark strong emotional reactions. For some people, it's criticism from a boss. For others, it's feeling ignored in a conversation. The goal isn't to avoid triggers. That's not always possible, but to recognize them so you can prepare for how you'll respond. Let's say you know that getting negative feedback at work makes you defensive. Once you're aware of that, you can practice pausing before you respond, reminding yourself that feedback is about improvement, not personal failure. This shift in perspective can help you stay calm and respond constructively. Self-awareness also means checking in with your body. Emotions aren't just mental, they're physical too. When you're angry, your muscles might tense up. When you're anxious, your stomach might churn. These physical cues can tip you off to what you're feeling before you even consciously register it. Try this. The next time you're in a stressful situation, take a second to scan your body. Are your shoulders tight? Is your breathing shallow? Noticing these signals gives you a head start on managing your emotions because you can intervene before things spiral. For example, if you notice your heart racing during an argument, you might decide to take a few deep breaths to calm yourself down. Once you've got a handle on self-awareness, the next step is learning how to regulate your emotions in the moment. This is where things get really practical. One of the most effective techniques is deep breathing. It sounds simple, but it's backed by science. When you're stressed or upset, your body goes into fight or flight mode, which ramps up your heart rate and clouds your thinking. Slow, deep breaths activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your body and mind. Try this right now. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. Do that 3 times and you'll likely feel a difference. The beauty of this technique is that you can use it anywhere, before a big meeting, during a tough conversation, or even when you're just feeling overwhelmed. Another powerful tool for emotional regulation is reframing. Reframing is about changing the way you interpret a situation to shift your emotional response. Let's say you didn't get a promotion you were hoping for. Your first reaction might be anger or disappointment, and that's normal. But instead of dwelling on the rejection, you could reframe it as an opportunity to grow. Maybe this is a chance to develop new skills or explore a different path. By changing the story you tell yourself, you can transform a negative emotion into something more constructive. Reframing takes practice, but it's a game changer because it puts you in the driver's seat of your emotions. Pausing before you act is another critical strategy. When you're caught up in a strong emotion, your brain's amygdala, the emotional center, can override your rational thinking. That's why you might say something in the heat of the moment that you later regret. Creating a pause gives your prefrontal cortex a chance to catch up. This could be as simple as counting to 10, stepping away for a moment, or even saying to yourself, "I'll respond to this in 5 minutes." That brief delay can make all the difference between a reaction you're proud of and one you wish you could take back. Let's talk about long-term strategies now, because emotional control isn't just about handling the moment. It's about building habits that make you more resilient over time. One of the best habits you can develop is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about staying present and fully engaged in the current moment without judgment. It helps you observe your emotions without getting swept away by them. You don't have to meditate for hours to practice mindfulness. Start with 5 minutes a day. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and notice any thoughts or feelings that come up without trying to change them. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to stay calm and centered, even in challenging situations. Another long-term strategy is building a strong support system. Emotional control doesn't mean handling everything on your own. Sometimes talking to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist can help you process your emotions and gain perspective. Sharing what you're feeling can also reduce the intensity of negative emotions and remind you that you're not alone. Plus, the people in your support system can offer feedback or advice that helps you see situations differently. If you don't already have a go-to person for tough moments, think about who in your life makes you feel heard and understood, and make an effort to nurture that relationship. Physical health plays a huge role in emotional control too. Your body and mind are deeply connected, so taking care of your physical well-being can make it easier to manage your emotions. Regular exercise, for example, reduces stress hormones like cortisol and boosts feel-good chemicals like endorphins. Even a 20-minute walk can shift your mood. Sleep is another big one. When you're sleep-deprived, your brain is more likely to overreact to emotional triggers. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night, and don't underestimate the power of nutrition. Eating balanced meals with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and protein helps stabilize your blood sugar, which can prevent mood swings. Let's not forget about the role of self-compassion. Mastering emotional control doesn't mean you'll never lose your cool or feel overwhelmed. You're human, and slip-ups are part of the process. When you do react in a way you're not proud of, don't beat yourself up. Instead, treat yourself with kindness. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe you realize you need to practice pausing more often, or that a certain trigger caught you off guard. Self-compassion keeps you motivated to keep growing, while self-criticism can make you feel stuck. One thing that often gets overlooked is the power of preparation. If you know you're heading into a situation that's likely to test your emotional control, like a tough conversation or a high-stakes presentation, plan ahead. Visualize how you want to respond. For example, if you're nervous about a performance review, imagine yourself listening calmly, asking thoughtful questions, and staying open to feedback. You can also rehearse specific phrases to use like, "I appreciate your perspective, can we discuss this further?" Preparation builds confidence, and confidence makes it easier to stay in control when emotions run high. Another aspect of emotional control is learning to let go of what you can't change. Sometimes we get caught up in emotions because we're fixating on things outside our control, like someone else's opinion or an outcome that didn't go our way. The sooner you can accept what's unchangeable and focus on what you can influence, the less power those situations have over your emotions. This doesn't mean giving up. It means redirecting your energy toward actions that align with your values and goals. For example, if a coworker's negativity is dragging you down, you can't change their attitude, but you can choose how much you engage with them or how you let their words affect you. As you work on mastering emotional control, it's important to celebrate your progress. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about growth. Maybe you notice that you're pausing more often before responding to criticism, or you're better at recognizing when stress is building up. Those are wins, and acknowledging them reinforces the habits you're building. Keep a mental or written note of these moments to remind yourself how far you've come. Over time, these small victories add up to big changes in how you experience and manage your emotions. Let's address a common misconception. Emotional control doesn't mean being emotionless. Some people worry that managing their emotions will make them seem cold or detached. That's not the goal. The goal is to feel your emotions fully, but express them in ways that are productive and aligned with your values. For example, if you're grieving a loss, emotional control doesn't mean hiding your sadness. It might mean allowing yourself to cry while also seeking support or finding ways to honor the person you've lost. Emotions are a vital part of who you are, and mastering them means embracing them, not suppressing them. Another key point is that emotional control isn't just about you. It impacts the people around you too. When you're able to stay calm and thoughtful, you create a ripple effect. Your coworkers are more likely to trust you, your friends feel safe confiding in you, and your family benefits from a more stable, supportive environment. Think about the leaders or role models you admire. Chances are they're people who handle pressure with grace and make others feel valued, even in tough moments. By mastering emotional control, you can become that kind of person for the people in your life. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the idea of mastering emotional control, start small. Pick one strategy from this video, like deep breathing or emotional labeling, and practice it for a week. See how it feels and build from there. The beauty of this process is that it's cumulative. Each step you take makes the next one easier. And don't be afraid to seek professional help if you're struggling. A therapist or counselor can provide personalized tools and support to help you navigate your emotions, especially if you're dealing with intense or persistent challenges. As we wrap up, let's reflect on why this matters. Life is unpredictable. You're going to face setbacks, conflicts, and moments of uncertainty. Emotional control gives you the strength to meet those challenges head-on, without losing sight of who you are or what you want. It's about living with intention, making choices that reflect your best self, and creating a life where you're not at the mercy of your emotions. This isn't a quick fix, it's a lifelong practice. But every effort you put into it pays off in clearer thinking, stronger relationships, and a deeper sense of peace. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and that you're inspired to start working on your emotional control today. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Let me know in the comments which strategy you're going to try first, or share your own tips for managing emotions. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and take control of your emotions to create the life you want. See you soon.